Bonjour et bienvenue à la 13e semaine de cours à Ivy Tech. Cette semaine, nous allons demander des explications et choisir les expressions pour les occasions spéciales. Les occasions spéciales, c'est les fêtes, les anniversaires, les vacances, les jours fériés. So we'll be learning about holidays. I'm going to switch over to the textbook website. On va commencer le chapitre 10. Ça se fête. Voici une photo d'une jeune fille qui fait le carnaval en Martinique, dans la ville de Fort-de-France, et qui est déguisée. So in France too, we don't do this much stuff for Halloween. Mostly people dress up for the carnival. So that's the one big occasion to dress up every year for the carnival. And at Halloween, it feels like it's more an American holiday that was tried to be duplicated in Europe, but most people would rather concentrate on dressing up at the carnival in February. Je vais commencer la section communication en direct. Elle est toute petite. Celle-ci, c'est bonne fête. So, if you want to know what to say to someone for a particular occasion, voici la question. Qu'est-ce qu'on dit à quelqu'un le jour de son anniversaire? What do you say to someone the day of their birthday? On dit joyeux anniversaire. Joyeux anniversaire is happy birthday. Qu'est-ce qu'on dit à un couple qui vient d'avoir un bébé? What do you say to a couple who just had a baby? On dit félicitations. Félicitations means congratulations. So, après un mariage, un baptême, une naissance, on dit félicitations. Il y a deux sections ici pour communication en direct. Voici la deuxième. Qu'est-ce que c'est ou qu'est-ce que c'est que? How to ask for explanations. So, when you're learning a language, there are customs that you're going to be unfamiliar with. And here is how to ask what it is about. So, qu'est-ce que c'est? So that's rather informal. What is, for example, qu'est-ce que c'est le Ramadan? What is Ramadan? C'est une fête religieuse musulmane. Qu'est-ce que c'est que is more formal, but qu'est-ce que c'est is just fine. Qu'est-ce que c'est que makes it more formal. Qu'est-ce que c'est qu'une galette des rois? So what's a king's cake? La galette des rois, the king's cake is eaten on January 6th. So traditionally in the Christian tradition, the three kings came to welcome Jesus Christ, who was born on December 25th. So they came across the desert and they arrived on January 6th. So that's why in the bakeries you can find the king's cakes. They are layered pastries with an almond filling inside, and they usually have one little nut on the inside, and the person who gets the slice of cake or pie with the nut gets the crown that came with the cake, is the king for that day or the queen for that day. So mostly little kids just wear the crown, but everybody of all ages eats the cake. So that's what la galette des rois is. C'est un gâteau qu'on mange le 6 janvier, le jour de l'épiphanie. Here's a little note, and above you see a little pink bag pictured with candies. This is not medication, this is Easter candy. So this is a little bit the equivalent of the jelly beans here in the US, but it's not jelly beans. Often they're hard candied. Now they come with soft ones too, and they were originally more hard candy. La fête de Saint Jean, you have a note here on Saint Jean Baptiste celebrations in June 24th in Quebec every year. So that was originally the summer solstice celebration. If you don't remember, the solstice is when the daylight equals the nightlight. So there's as many hours of sun as there are of darkness in the middle of the summer. And you can read this explanation on your own because it's all in English. Je vais ouvrir la section vocabulaire interactif. So these are the holidays that are celebrated in France. So il y a déjà deux fêtes que vous connaissez. La fête des rois, c'est l'épiphanie, le 6 janvier, et le réveillon du jour de l'an, c'est le 31 décembre. Alors, je vous encourage à cliquer sur les icônes de son ici. Vous pouvez écouter le texte, tout le texte, d'accord? I will go and translate these holidays, but make sure you listen to the sound that goes with it. Le jour de l'an, le 1er janvier, that's January 1st. Le Mardi Gras is Fat Tuesday. Mon anniversaire is your birthday. Le poisson d'avril is, we call it the April fish. It's the April's Fool's Day, le 1er avril. Pâques is Easter. La fête des mères, la fête des pères. That's Mother's Day, Father's Day. Le 14 juillet, July 14th, is Independence Day in France, or the national holiday equivalent to Independence Day. La Toussaint, le 1er novembre. Toussaint means All the Saints. It's the All Saints Day. It's basically the day when we celebrate the dead. All over the Christian tradition, November 1st. Le réveillon de Noël, le 24 décembre. This is the night before Christmas, December 21st. Et Noël, le 25 décembre. So, Christmas on December 25th. Voici quelques autres petites notes et des activités. The verbs related to gift giving are often offrir et ouvrir. Offrir is to offer, to give as a gift. Ouvrir is to open. Et recevoir, to receive. Elle offre toujours des cadeaux. Elle ouvre ses cadeaux devant tout le monde. Et elle reçoit souvent du parfum. So, offrir et ouvrir, even though they end in IR, a little bit exceptions from the IR verb group because they're conjugated like ER verbs. So, like aimer, parler, étudier. The il form ends with an E. Elle offre et elle ouvre. And the past participle, so in the passé composé, would be il a offert et il a ouvert. So he offered and he opened. Il a offert, il a ouvert. Those are irregular. The present tense conjugation pour recevoir, c'est je reçois, tu reçois, il reçoit, nous recevons, vous recevez, ils reçoivent. And the past participle is also irregular, like offert et ouvert, c'est reçu. So il a reçu means he received. Encore une autre note en bleu sur les 11 jours fériés en France. So some of them correspond to religious holidays and some don't. So le 1er janvier, c'est le jour de l'an. Le lundi de Pâques is the Monday of Easter. In the US, most people celebrate Easter on Sunday. In France, it's Easter Sunday and Easter Monday. And the Monday is just as important as the Sunday. It's also a day off and all the schools and all the offices are closed. Le lundi de Pâques. Le 1er mai, c'est la fête du travail. Le 8 mai, c'est le jour de la victoire. So as there are less and less First World War veterans left, we're switching or transitioning the main holiday commemorating veterans in the wars from November 11th to May 8th, which was the commemoration of the end of the Second World War. So November 11th now is not really a holiday where schools close. The banks are still closed, but usually you do have school on that day, and then there are activities at the school to commemorate the veterans, but it's usually a school day. Whereas on May 8th, the school is closed. So le 8 mai, c'est le jour de la victoire. L'Ascension, the Ascension, I believe, is 40 days after Easter. Le lundi de la Pentecôte, so the Monday of Pentecost, is also a day off like the Monday after Easter, and that's all based on calculations for when Easter will be. So it's not a fixed day. The Ascension is always on a Thursday, and most times Friday is taken off after that. So it's called the faire le pont, to make a bridge. When you have a national holiday that falls on a Tuesday or Thursday, most people font le pont, to take also the Monday or the Friday off so they can have a 4-day weekend. La fête nationale, c'est le 14 juillet en France. En Belgique, c'est le 21 juillet. L'Assomption, c'est le 15 août. La Toussaint, c'est le 1er novembre. Et l'Armistice, c'est le 11 novembre. Fin de la Première Guerre mondiale. Voilà, c'est tout pour dans le livre. Now I'm going to walk you through your interview that you'll have with a partner, also in this session. Je descends ici sur Blackboard. Voilà les activités de Centro, des vidéos en plus. And your oral proficiency interview. So you're going to be working with a partner to record an interview back and forth with him or her in Blackboard Collaborate. And the goal is to carry on a real conversation in the present and in the past. And you'll be asking 6 of your own questions. The ones that are here below are just to give you an idea of what you can ask about, but you can ask more. So they're in English for you because you need to be formulating them in French on your own and making them your own. So here's an example. So talking about your vacations, we want you to practice the present and also the past. Aimer, what you like to do. Faire, what you do. The imparfait. So in imparfait, you're going to be talking about what you usually did as a kid, for example, repetitive actions or how the weather was as a kid. And then passé composé is what you did from a specific time to another. So you would be asking, for example, qu'est-ce que tu aimes faire pendant tes vacances? What do you like to do during your vacation? And then the other student can answer, j'aime aller à la montagne, par exemple. I like to go to the mountain. Ou j'aime aller à la plage. I like to go to the beach. Ou bien j'aime rester à la maison et me reposer. I like to stay home and rest. And then what did you used to go where did you used to go or what did you used to do on vacation as a child? So, qu'est-ce que tu faisais en vacances quand tu étais petite? Ou où est-ce que tu allais en vacances quand tu étais petite? J'aimais aller à la plage. Or simply, j'allais à la plage quand j'étais petite. Je faisais du ski à la montagne quand j'étais petite. Etc., etc. So if you would like to run your script by me before you record it, that would be perfectly fine. You can get together and pick which topics you're going to be talking about and prepare your questions and your answers. Or you can each separately prepare a topic, the questions and the answers, and then get together and record it. It's up to you. The more you practice, the more fluid the conversations will be, and the better your grades will be, of course. So you'll be asking one partner at a time. One question at a time. When your partner answers, then you ask the next question, and you can validate the answer. For example, you can say, oh, moi aussi, me too, or moi non plus, me neither. Or the person who's listening to the answer should also state something before the next question to make it sound like a real fluid conversation, a real conversation. D'accord? Voilà. C'est tout pour aujourd'hui. Si vous avez des questions, n'oubliez pas de me les envoyer. The most important thing about using Blackboard Collaborate is that you be on a really good internet connection. So you want to have your computer plugged in, wired to the internet connection if possible. With Blackboard Collaborate, be in the best place that you can be. If you have Wi-Fi, try to stick right next to your router. So if your Wi-Fi router is in the basement, don't go on the 3rd floor because you have terrible delays with Blackboard Collaborate. And the problem with Blackboard Collaborate, if you have a bad internet connection, is that you will see the person speak on your webcam, and then you'll hear them speak 10 or 15 seconds later, and you'll interrupt each other all the time. The best is to be on a very good internet connection so you can see the person talk and hear them at the same time and hear each other clearly. That will cut down on many technology frustrations that you could have just by having an excellent internet connection. If you need to go to the library or wherever you need to go, make that your priority. Try to have a good internet connection when you record with Collaborate. Voilà, c'est tout pour cette semaine. Bonne semaine à vous et à bientôt.